Hey everyone, it's me, Dave, and hey, it's Saturday. We got done talking this morning, and I was grading a little bit of the homework, and yeah, so I see that yeah, we're a little challenged right now with the tie-in of competencies and the chart. And I know we talked about it this morning, but I just wanted to reiterate and hopefully clarify some things. So here I got my little whiteboard here. So when we're talking about the scales, right? Common is 1 through 5 on how we appraise things. So here we could say like a 1 fails to meet standards, 2 below standards, 3 at standards, 4 above standards, and 5 extremely exceeds standards or something. Now, and that's a standard that you'll see on appraisal systems. So what we do now is we define what those means. What does below standards mean? You could sit there and say, well, a below standards means you fail to align with company organization. You require direct management or supervision on daily routine tasks. You fail to meet quota deadlines. uh, at standards. Well, require minimal supervision, that you are aligned with company values, that, you exceed quota deadlines by quota sales by 10%, or something like that, So those would be the guidelines and the definitions of our scale 1 through 5. Now, what is a competency? That's a little bit challenging too. So remember, we've done our SWOT analysis, right? We've looked at company values. We looked at the job descriptions. So now we look at the job descriptions and we say, what are the competencies this employee needs to have and needs to be evaluated on? So, some common competencies. Let's say you are uh, in customer service, you interact with customers. Well, communication is a competency. It's sure it's listed in all of your job description. You probably have a bunch of bullets there in your KSAs that have something to do with communications or customer support. That's another competency. So you could say that. Okay, so customer, a competency would be communication. Okay, so now we would say that's a competency. How are we going to measure communication? Hmm, must be able to correctly, let's say, the ability to communicate face to face with customers and relay uh, customer concerns to appropriate personnel. Okay, that is a measurable objective on an assessment that we can measure with those 1 to 5. Does, because if somebody can't do that, well, that would be a 1. They cannot relay the customer's information to the appropriate personnel. Hmm. So yeah, that's a measurable objective on an assessment under the competency of communications. Do you see how this is coming together now? Another one under communications, let's say, must be able to write standard operating procedures. Okay. And we could say, you require direct supervision or whatever. You are assessed on that on a 1 through 5 scale. There are some typical competencies that you're going to see that are used over and over again. Communication is one, right? The ability to communicate. That's in every job. Teamwork. Teamwork is, if you're part of a team, that's a typical competency. And it's usually listed in your KSAs. If your job is a supervisor or a manager or a leader, you have some leadership competency there, like must be able to communicate company value, must be able to properly assess employee performance. Those are some typical management, supervisory, leadership ones. Customer support. If you are a manager at a rec area or a pool, I am sure that you have the competency of customer support. You have to interface and interact with parents, with customers using that pool. And there's some management there. You have people that are working for you, pool maintenance. So you have to do some customer support. So what would be some competencies we would measure there under customer support? The ability to triage customer complaints properly, the ability to give and receive feedback. Well, how do you measure that one? Or to act on customer concerns. These are, you see how it's fitting together. We have some competencies based on these KSAs, and these competencies will have tasks that are measurable on this 1 through 5 scale. That's the final. That's how it all comes together right here, from company vision, company goal, KSAs, job descriptions, right? The gap analysis. Now it's the measuring of competencies and tasks. That's a complete performance plan, and it's pretty in depth. It is. So I wanted to make this in just a short video to clarify. If you have any questions, please ask. Because, like I said, I'm going through the homework, and I know we talked about it this morning. That, this was kind of a tricky part, and it is. It is. It's not easy. And all of you guys are going to be managers and leaders of people, and it's very important that we understand this. Next Saturday, I want to talk about ethics, right? Because ethics is in everything we do. And so be ready. There's some good stuff when we start talking ethics. I really like the bias discussion that we had 2 weeks ago. And I think you're going to enjoy the ethics. Okay. So once again, just wanted to clarify some things and help everybody out. Like I said, go through page 157. That's how it should look, right? That case study, what is it, 8.1 in 157? My book's over there. But yeah, on page 157, that is a good breakout of competencies, tasks in the measurable scale. Okay, thanks. Once again, Dave out.